Hey everybody, Xeminan here with the round 3 Illustrious Cards and Games Thursday night One Piece locals stream, doing some VOD commentary over it. If you like these types of videos, subscribe to the channel. Let us know who you think these top decks are as we end the near end of set 8 right now. There's a lot of Doflamingo. There's a lot of Purple Luffy. There's a lot of black decks like Lucci and Smoker as well. But in this matchup, Angel's going to have Doflamingo, MC with the Zoro. So Zoro's a very aggressive deck. We'll see how this plays out for Zoro in this matchup. You play a lot of little bodies on Zoro's end, all the animals. This is the zoo package with Chopper and all the Chopper searchers and everything like that. And MC playing really well right now, 2-0. To be here in round 3 against Angel and Doflamingo. For now, Zoro just going to attack for 5 on his 3-down turn and then play the Searcher Chopper. So you can look for a 4K or less animal. And obviously the power of Zoro right now is that pretty much the whole deck is 4K or less animals, and they can chain into each other. Like you can chain another Chopper that plays a 3K or less animal from your hand, and it can get really outrageous very early on if you are not suspecting, if you let MC get out of control. So that blocker Chopper is it comes in rested. That's the one bad thing about the 3/5 Tony Chopper, is that the animal you choose comes in rested. So unfortunately MC does not have blocking capability. He just puts puts the blocker rested. Dofi's first swing was counted out by the 2K Machino, but then the next swing KOs it, or bounces it back, I should say, from the Law on Angel's end. Now it's going to be the 5-down turn for MC, and inherently Zoro decks just attach 1 Don to your leader, and all of your other characters gain 1,000 power. So that is a 6K swing from Chopper into life. Gonna look at those top 5 cards, see which type of animal he would like to place next to it, and that is the 2-cost Chopper. The one that's has not been as popular as some of the other Choppers, so I understand Angel looking at it to see. It is an older card, but you don't really see it too often. You can get a card back if you attached on and attack with it next turn. You can get a card back from your trash. But so it looks like he counters out of the 6K Zoro swing, has 3 Don and 1 to have a 7K Rush Zoro attack onto Angel's end, and Angel's already down to 3 life just on 5 Don from MC. That's how this deck can really just take off, and a lot of times Angel's going to have to focus on KOing the board and all of these little animals and little straw hats. And that leaves MC's life, relatively safe in that spot. So first swing is going to be from Jinbei into Chopper, which takes it out. And now you're going to have 6K from Law into the 5K Chopper. He does have a 2K Hiking Bear in his hand, but the question is, do you want to save it just for the next hit to go into it? Hiking Bear is countered to keep it alive. Do you have a 1K on MC's end? Yes, he does. The 1K blocker Chopper. So it gets through the turn for right now. Gets through all the swings, I should say, keeping Tony Chopper alive, and will pass back. So Rush Zoro gets to stay on the field. The Searcher Chopper also. This is really, really nice for MC because you have some pretty strong attacks this turn, as well as 6 Don available to him. It is his 7-Don turn, but of course you always want to attach 1 Don to your leader, Zoro, to make all of your other characters stronger. MC does have another Zoro in his hand, so this could be a turn where you do 3 swings into Angel's tapped characters. Like potentially just swing 6 with Chopper, search for a card, swing 6 into Jinbei, potentially gain a body on the board, see if he 2Ks out of the Jinbei swing, and it'll be actually Zoro swing 6 at life, Angel giving a 2K buggy to get out of that, 7K with the 1 Don attached to Chopper right now, so you can go into Jinbei or Law, Looks like it's going to be a 7K swing into Law, which would need 2 cards to get out. You need a 2K and a 1K. Going to be Robeson chosen in this spot to come as the animal on the field. And he will give a Jozu and Buggy. So Angel down pretty low in hand size right now. Think if you're looking, if you're Zoro, you can swing 7 into Law. He takes that. He still has 4 Dons. So you can have 3 for your Zoro, as well as attaching that last one, and that's perfectly done. 7 at Jinbei as well. So MC is honestly like perfect usage of his Don so far in this game, as well as the counters in his hand. If he allowed that Law or Zoro to get KO'd last turn from an attack, clearly would not have had as much board presence this turn around. So MC in a really strong spot with 4 bodies on the field. Angel only having access to 2 attacks right now, unless he has unless Angel has a Gravity Blade or plays a Law to bounce a card back to hand. But we'll see what happens here. It's just going to be Gecko swinging into Robeson, 5K into that slot. We'll get the KO. And now Dofi swinging. Looks like he's debating on where he wants this hit to go. It was a 6K actually into. So okay. So Angel swings 6 into the chopper, gets a 2K out of MC's hand, but then plays Gravity Blade to bottom deck 2 6 costs or less anyway. So really good job of MC to counter out of it, because if he didn't, he would have lost all 3 characters there. Would have lost the chopper on the attack, and then both Zoros would have been bottom decked. So at least MC gets to keep 1 character on the field. A really tough turn to lose 3 of your four characters, but it's not as bad as it could have been. So smart play from MC, expecting with all that Don left up, and especially since Dofi did not use his leader effect on the turn, expecting that something nefarious was going to come. Something with the Gravity Blade was in the works. That's going to be 7K swing from Zoro into Gecko Moria, and Angel will take that. Angel has no characters in the field, no blockers, 3 cards in hand, 3 life as well. MC only has 1 attack left for this turn, unless he plays another rush character, which he does. His 3rd Zoro of the game. That Zoro is a 6K swing at life, and with 3 cards in hand, is Angel just going to take this? I would take it just to gain a card, just to see what else is going on. He does take it, so now 2 life left for Angel. 7K swing from leader Zoro into Angel. That takes that as well. So he goes down to 1 card, 1 life remaining, and MC plays the blocker Chopper. So now blocker Chopper can keep one of his 2 character Zoros safe on the field from an attack. Angel plays Bo Hancock blocker, where you look at the top 3 cards of your deck, place them back however you want, and then you can give a rested Don to your leader. So he's already 1 Don closer to having leader effects. It's been a tough go of it for Angel. Hasn't been able to really utilize the leader effect too often here. So he will swing 7 into Zoro, playing out the Crocodile. MC has to decide if he wants to block or not, and he will block with the Chopper. Cast Weevil for 4, draw a card, so Angel gets another card in his hand. So Angel now has access to a blocker, as well as gaining a card from that last turn. So will MC be able to go for game this turn with these 3 characters? These just the Zoro deck hasn't really been the zoo action from not much Chopper has been going on. It's been mainly Zoro, playing 3 rush Zoros and getting a lot of value out of them here in round 3. Has 10 Don, so can attach all he wants, potentially attach all his Don individually to these 3 characters. Will be a swing of 7 into life, Mihawk, and teach, or actually might have been a higher swing, because it costs 3 cards out of Angel's hand here. 1 life left, 1 blocker. I think that's a 9K swing. It's going to be taken by Angel. Oh, and the Red Rock trigger. Red Rock bottom decking MC's other Zoro. So now he has 4 Don left. and really nothing to do with it. He was going to try to swing 9 at life again and at least get the boa blocker, but a crucial trigger for Angel on that turn. 3 for Hiking Bear, not actually attack, or not, there is no other animals for him to buff up this turn, so MC consciously giving a 2K out of hand to not buff an animal next turn could definitely be a little over aggressive if Angel has a lot of attacks going at life this turn. You might crucially want those 2Ks like Hiking Bear in your hand to defend, since MC looks like he only has 1 card in hand, potentially 4 attacks from Angel's end this turn, but I believe his life is still okay. So we will swing 7 into Zoro, and that's going to be a KO. Now MC only has the Hiking Bear for next turn so far, unless he draws another rush character. And then on Dofi's side here, you got a tough decision. Do you want to give MC cards in hand? Because every life you give MC, if you swing all your characters in that direction, every life you give will give MC higher chances of finding more rush cards, like a 4th Zoro or a Robeson, or potentially a 8-cost dragon if MC is playing the dragon. So decides Jozu instead will bounce the 2K back to hand, which just gives MC more counter. And he has the blind leader effect. Doesn't work. Whiffs with Pudding. Pudding is not a warlord, so he's not able to play Pudding on the field. Not a great moment. Not a great feeling for Angel, knowing that he has a like an 80% chance to pull a warlord character, something really high, but has to blind faith it, and it doesn't work out in his favor. So Angel still has a blocker with the Boa Hancock here. MC technically no characters on the field, but there are a lot of rush characters in this deck available to him. If he has Monkey D. Dragon, it's just going to be game over. We do see a Rayleigh in MC's hand, which would be able to get a KO by lowering power on stuff, but you wouldn't probably get the game this turn unless, so you lower the power of both Boa and Weevil, and then KO character who's under 4, which was Boa. So he lost the blocker, 7K swing into Angel. He gives 2 cards to get out of it, and then it's back over to Angel with just the Rayleigh in his hand. 3 cards, 2 Hiking Bears, and a Chopper, which is huge for MC. He has 5,000 counter in hand. Going to be the Red Rock, spending 6 Don to bottom deck Rayleigh. Angel is bringing himself back in here, but he's got to get those counters out of MC's hand. He's losing, a lot. He has every turn is very risky here. He has to hope, and it is a Gecko Moria, which will allow him to get a 2K Warlord back in his hand. It might be Mihawk, might be, somebody else has to deliberate. I think I would just try. You can take other types of Warlords, but I would just try to take a 2K. Yes, and he does take the buggy there. Perfectly done. But with no blocker and 15K swing from Zoro into Angel, that is going to be the win. MC picking up the victory over Angel's Doflamingo. So this Zoro on a tear right now. Even with the Rayleigh play the turn before, he just felt so comfortable because MC has so much life remaining that at some point he'd be able to break through. If there was a turn Angel could not play a blocker, he was going to win, and that was the turn here for MC. So congratulations, 3-0 so far here at the Thursday night One Piece locals for Illustrious Cards and Games. Thank you all for watching. If you enjoy these VODs and enjoy the commentary, please subscribe to the channel. We'll be back with more One Piece.